always preach you want the biggest fights, and it seems like this year you're taking over because every month, every few weeks, you have a big fight, and here's another one.
You know what? Yeah, thank you for asking that. We started off the year big, you know, and with Virgil and with Munguia, which is again another potential fight of the year. So yeah, we want to come strong this year. You know, I strongly feel that you know, we as long as we keep the momentum going, and as long as promoters are willing to work with each other, that's the bottom line. You know, that's the secret. That's like the secret sauce there. You know, promoters must work together. I'm not sure how many promoters are working together here, but on this particular card, but it is my duty now for the sport of boxing to make sure that we work collectively together and bring these types of events to the fans.
Oscar, you mentioned Munguia. Can you give us an update on that talk between him and Canelo?
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. No, look, there's nothing I can say about that. Literally, we do know that Canelo's gonna fight 5 de Mayo. I believe so. But those are his dates. I mean, he's the one in charge, and he's the champion now and the man in boxing. So, you know, I have to respect that. And 5 de Mayo and September, you know, until he's finished, then, you know, somebody else will take over. That's just the way it is, right? But yeah, there's been a lot of whispers and a lot of, you know, chatter around the world about this fight, but right now there's zero news whatsoever. Like, seriously. But I'm pretty sure that when fighters are ready to speak, they will speak.
Oscar, with Zurdo, you know, Canelo has expressed cruiserweight, you know, interest before with Makabu. Do you think if Zurdo's able to get that belt, Canelo would want to fight him for that belt at, you know, once?
I mean, yeah, I mean, you would have to ask him, but knowing Canelo's, you know, competitive nature, it's actually something to think about, you know, for Canelo, if he wants to go that route. I strongly feel that this fight here is gonna be a war. I've studied both guys' styles, and with Zurdo literally coming in guns blazing this year, I think this can be a potential fight of the year. I mentioned their knockouts, and I mentioned, you know, combined they only have one loss, so it's gonna be a hell of a fight. And yeah, the winner there's a big open door for the winner, and a possible shot at the king. Who knows? But it all depends on Canelo.
How do you feel about him, you know, saying that Americans don't watch the cruiserweight division? Because there is kind of some truth to that, right?
Right.
Maybe we're not as familiar with the division. Do you feel like this fight can finally bring eyes to the cruiserweight division, and then maybe that new division that they're making with the division?
Yeah, no, great question. I think look, it's a matter of, you know, how they say the stars aligning. You know, we have a great fighter in Zurdo. He has a great opportunity against the world champion. He has a promoter who's gonna push it and who's gonna bring it out to the light and make some noise and talk about the division and hopefully make it popular. You know, we've done it before, and with our past champions in different weight classes where nobody would pay attention. So it's a matter of how you promote it. It's a matter of who you're fighting, and I think that Zurdo has a tremendous opportunity against the champion to literally make some noise and open that door in the cruiserweight division for boxing here in the U.S.
Oscar, you said a couple weeks ago that the winner of Haney Garcia merits the title of face of American boxing. Why do you think those two guys merit that title over names like Teofimo, Shakur, even Tank?
Well, because they're both willing to take risks. They're both willing to fight the best. I mean, you mentioned Haney and Ryan. Come April 20th, it's gonna be a bloodbath. It literally is. Not only because of all the talking and chatter going back and forth amongst them, but you know, these guys are 3-3 in the amateurs, and they know each other. They know the punching power they possess, the speed, everything. They just know each other. I think this one here, the 7th fight in the pro level with 8-ounce gloves, is gonna be a bloodbath. I'm excited for it.
Oscar, en español, rapidito, ¿qué hay de cierto de que podría pelear Munguia con Canelo Alvarez? ¿Son rumores? ¿Qué está pasando?
No, pues sí hay gente hablando y pero el que está encargado de anunciar, de decidir de qué va a ser pelear es Canelo. Es el campeón, es la persona que está ahora, es como dice, es el rey del boxeo ahora, ¿verdad? Y eso hay que respetarlo. Sí hay pláticas que la gente está comentando que Munguia y que Charlo, que va a pelear con tal fulano. Tenemos que respetar el hecho de que el Canelo va a anunciar su próxima pelea. Yo no tengo detalles actualmente, pero sí estoy seguro que el Canelo sí va a pelear el 5 de mayo. Es la fecha que ha elegido y obviamente septiembre, así que, pero tenemos que respetar el hecho de que el Canelo va a anunciar.
So do you want to take this moment to assure the fans that April 20 is going to happen with everything that's going on with Ryan Garcia, and just comment on where you think any insight on what's going on with him, and the fans are really concerned, everybody.
I've been in touch with Ryan Garcia. I spoke to him yesterday. I literally did. Spoke to him yesterday. We were on video chat, whatever.
FaceTime.
Yeah, we're FaceTiming each other, and he looks good. He looks good. He looks ready. I'm telling you. Look.
He doesn't sound good. The fans are really concerned.
Well, I mean, look. I all I know is that he left to camp yesterday, and he's with Derek James, and he's with his whole team. And one thing about Ryan is that he's been training, and there's about 6 to 7 weeks left to train and be ready for this fight, April 20th. That's perfect timing. Look, in my history, when I was fighting, I needed 5 to 6 weeks in camp. It's perfect timing. There's nothing that it's all good. We will see Ryan Garcia up in the ring on April 20th.
Do you think it was like the media tour that was giving him maybe a little bit too much, stress? And now that he's back with Derek, back in Texas, it's all like smooth sailing from now. Do you feel like?
You'll have to ask him. You'll have to ask him. You'll have to ask him.
Was
You
there
got too deep in the rabbit hole, the YouTube rabbit hole?
Look, I mean, I'm not somebody to speak for Ryan. All I know is that he's a hard worker. All I know is that when he's disciplined and dedicated and determined, he will be in tip-top shape, in the best shape of his life come April 20th, because he knows Devin Haney's a tough nut to crack, and you gotta be in your A game against Haney. So, and he knows that. So I feel confident that we're gonna have a spectacular fight on April 20th.
He licked the sparring between him and Gervonta a couple of years back. I think Devin was like 17, right under 18. He's sparring Gervonta. Gervonta's maybe like 21.
Huh.
Did you get a chance to see the sparring?
Oh
lately?
yeah, I did.
What did you think? People are making a lot out of it. Like,
no, I mean, the fact that Devin is so young, and fighting a tough, I don't know if he was world champion already, Gervonta, but I mean, he did well. He did great, and it's only sparring. I mean, sparring. I used to get my ass kicked in sparring all the time, But it's that doesn't determine a champion, a winner, or a loser. So, I strongly feel that, look, Devin Haney is one of the best out there. He really is. He's very, very talented, and Ryan knows that, and that's why Ryan is going to take this fight very serious.
Oscar, Devin has all the skills in the world, but obviously we've seen the likes of Jorge Linares, Jojo Dia, Boko, Devin Haney. Obviously, we know the speed and the power that Ryan brings to the table. Do you see him stopping Devin on April 20th?
Oh, wow. I mean, stopping him is huge, right? Because you got to catch him first, right? But like I said, they're 3-3. They know each other's styles, and you made a good point. A Linares, even a Jojo. When I was watching that fight live, he was putting his hands on Devin Haney. It doesn't mean that, you know, Devin Haney's the same fighter he was back then. I'm sure he's worked on everything. He's a better fighter. He's a complete fighter, a more mature fighter. But one thing about this fight that I love with Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney is that Ryan can knock you out with one punch, and that's all it takes. And with his speed, you just never know what's going to happen. So I'm excited for this one. I really am, because this can be like the event of the year, the fight of the year, with everything going around, the whole, you know, marketing plan that we're gonna put together, and the zone is behind it 1,000%. I mean, it's gonna be huge.
Devin looked great against Regis, obviously, but what will be the blueprint if you have to give Ryan to be that sharp? Because he looked obviously tip-top shape.
Oh, he looked great. But you know, when you look great against a champion like Progress, you have to analyze everything, right? You have to analyze, what did he do in training camp? How did he prepare for Devin Haney? And after the fight, I find out that he didn't spar or something, or something was missing with Progress. He didn't have a trainer, or he didn't spar, or something, right? And I was like, okay, well, that's the reason why, you know, Haney probably took him apart easily with no problem. On top of Haney being gifted as hell, you know, he exploited Progress's, he exploited Progress's, lack of, So it all depends. All that comes to the equation, right? So that's why, look, April 20th, Haney, Ryan, if one of them is not in good shape or is missing something, then guess what? At that level, you're gonna go down.
¿En español nos puedes decir eso, Oscar? De lo de la pelea de Ryan, ¿cómo miras?
Sí, no, la pelea va a ser muy interesante, y va a ser el evento del año, créeme, porque los dos se conocen desde los amateurs. Están, creo que 3-3. Y esta pelea séptima va a ser el desempate, ¿no? Y ambos se conocen muy bien. Ambos saben que es una pelea difícil, pelea fuerte. Y el hecho de que Ryan te puede noquear con un golpe. Fácil, con un golpe, con cualquier mano. Eso va a ser algo muy importante, porque Devin Haney lo puede estar boxeando por 10 rounds, pero si Ryan conecta un golpe, lo puede noquear, como lo hizo con Oscar Duarte. Así que sí, esta pelea va a ser muy interesante y especial.
Oscar, se anunció esta mañana la pelea de Jake Paul contra Mike Tyson. ¿Qué opinas de eso?
Jake Paul, Mike Tyson?
Sí, se anunció esta
Muy
mañana.
58 años Mike Tyson.
¿Exhibición o pelea?
No se sabe todo.
Nadie sabe.
¿No? Exhibition or fight,
Esto motiva al boxeo, ayuda a...
Heavyweight. Well, Mike's 57. What
Is it?
happened?
It has to be a submission, because doesn't Mike Tyson like to smoke too? Like, you can't.
It's Texas, still.
Oh, you're right.
Sanctional.
You know,
If it's not an exhibition, Oscar, what are you if it's an official fight? What are your takes on that? Is that good for boxing?
look, I'm a purist, you know. Have I been involved with these types of fights? No.
You
No.
fought the wrestling, like, that was more of like a...
You and Shaq.
You
You fought Shaq.
You fought Shaq.
You started it, Oscar.
You started.
That was for free.
Ahead of your time.
That was for
you were
free.
ahead of
Yeah,
your time,
exactly.
you didn't know.
No, look. This is what I feel. Jake Paul, you say you want to be a world champion. You say you want to take this sport serious. Then take it serious. What is this? This is not a popularity contest. I'm actually praising Jake Paul here to take this serious because I really truly feel if he fights the right fights and takes the right path to that world title, he can actually get there. I'm not sure because it's up to him if he can win it, but he can get there. But he's not gonna get there through Mike Tyson. He's not gonna. I mean, he's gonna make a shitload of money. He's gonna gain more popularity on Mike Tyson's expense. Do I like it? No, because I love Mike Tyson.
He's a cruiserweight, Jake Paul. Would you give him a title shot against Zurdo? Zurdo wins that title shot?
Not now, not today, because he hasn't earned it. You know, so it's we have to keep it into perspective here. This is entertainment, I guess. This is a fight that is going to do great business all over the world. More power to them, but last time I heard, Jake Paul was very serious about this sport. All I'm saying is, yeah, make your money, but also take this sport serious.
Oscar, ¿qué opinas de este anuncio que se hizo esta mañana de que podría pelear Mike Tyson con Jake Paul? ¿Piensas que eso ayuda al boxeo o cómo ves esas peleas?
El boxeo serio es una cosa y el boxeo entretenimiento es otra. Esta pelea es para puro entretenimiento, ¿me entiendes? Jake Paul ha mencionado que quiere ser campeón mundial. Pues así no se logra ser campeón mundial peleando con Mike Tyson. Si vas a pelear y boxear profesionalmente, tienes que tomar esto serio. Y obviamente Mike Tyson, pues que tienes 60 y... How old is Tyson?
58.
58?
57.
He'll be 58 on Friday.
Yeah. Well, hey.
¿Sería peligroso para Mike Tyson enfrentarlo?
No, no
¿Cómo
va a
ves?
ser peligroso. No va a ser peligroso porque Tyson... It's not going to be dangerous for Tyson. It will not be dangerous for Tyson because... I mean, Tyson's been up in the ring with, you know, monsters. He has a chin. He can. I'm sure he can go 6 rounds, 7 rounds, 8 rounds. You know, but I'm just concerned about, you know, Tyson's legacy. That's it.
Yeah, if Jake catches him with something, he is 57.
Yeah, you
what
just
do you
don't
think
know. I've never seen a 57-year-old fighter up in the ring, you know, against a strong guy, a strong bull like Jake Paul. So it's,
Is that good or bad for boxing if Jake finds a way to knock him out, get along, beat him? Like,
I think it'll be. I think it'll be sad for Tyson. You know, I'm not sure how or which way it affects boxing because I think a lot of eyeballs are going to be watching, and you know, it's like they say, right? I mean, hey, it's like, you know, good media or bad media, it's still media, right? So. Yeah, I just feel that. I mean, I grew up with Tyson, so it's to me, it's like, man, you know, hopefully stay safe up there. That's it.
Thanks,
Well,
guys.
well,
Hey,
well,
is there anything you finally want to say? We're gonna have to wrap it up.
Any update on Virgil Ortiz? I know he's back in camp.
Yeah, Virgil
Ortiz in
Ortiz.
big news,
Yeah,
so anything about
and
that?
I'll end it with this. I mean, look, we're gonna make the big fights. I want Virgil Ortiz to be unified champion at 154, and he will be. He will be back very soon. We're working on his comeback fight after that 1-round stoppage in Vegas. But we're in the talks of bringing him back in April. Yeah, end of April, I believe. So yeah, we're gonna keep him busy all year. And look, Virgil Ortiz, I'm telling you, will beat anybody at 154, 160. Yeah, he will become world champion. We're very excited, and like I said, every single month we're gonna. I mean, we have William Zepeda fighting Maxie Hughes in Las Vegas, and
March 16th.
Yeah, which is gonna be 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
I'm excited by that because look, William Zepeda, and I'm telling you right now, this is exclusive. William Zepeda will fight Shakur Stevenson. He will fight Shakur. I will make that fight next if Shakur calls me. He wants Shakur Stevenson.
Does Shakur have your number?
Huh? Well, he DM'd me the other day, so
Okay.
come on. Nowadays we can communicate with anybody, right?
DMs.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
are we gonna see Virgil in California, possibly? You talked about California fights at the YouTube.
Yeah.
Could we possibly see Virgil since there's been a few cancellations in California?
I actually would love to see Virgil, back at the Forum. I would like to see him, back at the fighting at the YouTube. My plans for Virgil are huge, and we do want to establish his fan base in Dallas because he's from there. And I remember him when he fought in the Canelo undercard, telling me, "Oscar, believe me, I'm gonna fill this place up," and that's the goal to establish his fan base in Dallas. But look, he's a fan friendly guy, man. So he can fight anywhere. Ultimately, you want to fight in Las Vegas, but you have to get through LA first, to become popular and meaningful in the sport. So, we're excited. We're excited for Virgil.
Crawford, Oscar. Him versus Crawford, obviously, he might not have an opponent.
Exactly. Why not? Virgil's game for it. Let's go. Look,
What do you tell Crawford if he's watching this?
what I tell Crawford, wow, you're losing your opportunity. You came, you conquered, and now what? Don't let your flame, don't let your flame just go away. You're on top of the world, but start thinking like a fighter again. Don't think like a businessman. Think like a fighter. Get back in the ring. Do what you do best. Fight the best. Yes, you will beat everybody, but you must get back in that ring. Trust me. I've been there. I've done that. Get back in the ring.
Oscar, does Shakur wants to fight Canelo?
Shakur Stevenson?
Yes.
I will make that fight tomorrow.
He
I
said it was
love
easy
that
work after
fight.
they faced off in Houston.
What's that?
He said it was. Shakur said Zepeda was easy work after we had him face off in Houston.
They sparred or fought?
They faced off. No, they sparred before in the
Oh.
past, but we had him face off.
Yeah,
in
no,
Houston.
look, Shakur's he's a talent and a half. He is a beast. His defense and he's the real deal. But Zepeda wants to fight him.
But by the
What's
way,
wrong with that? Let's go.
You posted you were very surprised that Eddie Hearn's in shape.
Huh?
You posted Eddie Hearn all shredded.
No, that was a joke.
Did you fight him?
Oh, God. That's a good way to end it, guys. Let's go.
That was a joke.
Thank you, Oscar.
Thank you.
You
Oscar.
get ready.